Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fledgling Eagle channel. Today we're going to explore an intriguing subject, the practice of women having more than one husband. While it might seem like something out of a storybook, it's actually a real tradition in certain parts of the world. Are you ready to learn about these 9 fascinating countries? Let's get started. Tibet. Let's begin with Tibet, often called the roof of the world. Not only does this region boast stunning mountain monasteries and historic temples, but it also has a unique practice where women can marry multiple husbands, typically brothers from the same family. While it might sound like something out of a legend, this is a real and widespread tradition in places like Gari and Sigas. So why do women in Tibet marry more than one man? To understand this, we need to consider the harsh living conditions in Tibet. The climate is extreme, land is scarce, and the population is small. The people place great value on preserving family assets, particularly their land. If each brother were to marry a separate wife, the land would be divided among the generations, making it less productive over time. Instead, they choose to share one wife, which they view as a practical way to preserve the family's wealth and ease economic strain. By the way, where are you watching this from? We'd love to know which city you're tuning in from. Drop a comment so we don't feel lonely. A simple gesture like this really motivates us to create more content. Thanks and much love to all of you. Despite having multiple husbands, the family dynamics tend to be harmonious. The husbands take turns with different duties. One tends to the fields, another looks after the cattle, and the third manages the household. The wife holds a central position, not only as the emotional anchor of the family, but also as the financial overseer and conflict mediator. It's often said that being a wife in Tibet is like being the CEO of a company, with her husbands as the main employees. Although this custom is slowly fading, especially in urbanized areas, it remains an essential part of rural Tibetan life. Bhutan. Next, we travel to Bhutan, a small nation nestled in the Himalayas, renowned for its unique philosophy of gross national happiness. Bhutan is also home to a similar tradition where women marry multiple husbands, typically brothers. This custom is most common in rural regions where agricultural land is limited and economic challenges are significant. In Bhutan, this practice helps families preserve their wealth. By having brothers share a wife, they can prevent the division of land and resources, allowing them to manage everything more effectively. However, this custom is mostly confined to remote rural areas, such as the Laya region in the northwest, where people still live off agriculture and pastoralism. If you're new to Fledgling Eagle, welcome. We're so glad you found us. If you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. In areas like Chiang Rai, the practice is not only about protecting land, but also about strengthening the bond between brothers. Families often establish a detailed schedule for each member's responsibilities, whether it's tending to the animals, farming, or managing the household. In this structure, the wife plays a pivotal role in coordinating everything. While women in Bhutan play a key role in family life, they also have their share of work. They are expected to contribute to the family's well-being and can't afford to be idle. It's a tough life, but for many, it's a practical solution to the challenges posed by their environment. 3. Nepal. Nestled in the Himalayas, Nepal has a distinctive cultural practice known as Polyandry, where a woman marries more than one husband. This custom is primarily found in remote valleys like Humla, Dopa, and Mustang, areas near the Tibetan border. Although the practice has decreased over time, It is still estimated that around 2% of Nepal's population in these mountainous regions continues to follow this tradition. The roots of polyandry can be traced to the challenging geography and limited resources in these areas. With arable land being scarce, dividing property among sons could lead to poverty. By marrying multiple brothers, a woman ensures that family resources such as land and livestock are preserved and shared evenly. This arrangement helps protect the family's wealth and prevents competition for resources among the brothers. In these families, jealousy among the husbands is rare. Instead, they work together, each taking on different roles, whether it's farming, caring for livestock, or hunting. The wife plays a central role in managing the household, overseeing daily tasks and distributing resources. This collaborative system fosters unity and shared responsibility, reinforcing strong family connections. Polyandry also helps strengthen social bonds within the community. The lack of competition among the husbands and the cooperative effort to support the family cultivates a spirit of collaboration. While this practice might seem unusual to outsiders, it illustrates how cultures adapt to their surroundings, ensuring the survival and well-being of the family. Despite modern influences, polyandry remains a fascinating part of Nepal's diverse cultural heritage. Or Nigeria. In Nigeria, while polyandry isn't widespread, it is a common practice among the Iri people in Plateau State. For this community, the tradition of a woman marrying multiple husbands is not only socially accepted, but also carries significant cultural and economic importance. This practice helps preserve family wealth, particularly in terms of land and property, while also empowering women to take on a more influential role within the family dynamic. In an Iri family, each husband takes on a specific responsibility. Some focus on household tasks, others manage farming, and one may take care of the children. This division of labor ensures that the family operates in an organized and balanced way, with everyone's role clearly defined. To avoid conflicts, regular family meetings are held to address any issues or disagreements. This system reduces jealousy and competition, promoting a peaceful and harmonious household. A unique aspect of this tradition is that the husbands live in separate homes, and the wife rotates between them. The husband she is living with at the time of conception is regarded as the father of the child. While unconventional, this arrangement fosters cooperation and unity among the husbands. It represents a distinct approach to family life, one that emphasizes collective responsibility, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to the family's prosperity. This practice reflects the Iri community's values of cooperation and balance, ensuring that all members contribute to the family's success and stability. 5. India. In India, particularly in the Kinnaur region of Himachal Pradesh, polyandry, where one woman marries multiple men, remains a practice in some traditional communities, though it is less common today. Similar to neighboring Tibet and Bhutan, this custom serves practical purposes, mainly focused on preserving family land and wealth in agricultural societies. In Kinnaur, land is often scarce, and dividing it among sons after their marriages can result in plots too small to sustain farming. To prevent this, brothers marry the same woman, ensuring that family land and resources remain intact, rather than being divided among generations. This cooperative arrangement helps maintain the family's economic stability and secures the future of their agricultural endeavors. The practice is said to be rooted in the ancient Indian epic, the Mahabharata, where Draupadi, a central character, marries 5 brothers, an event that has come to symbolize polyandry. Though not as widespread in modern times, this custom still holds cultural significance in certain Kinnauri communities, where it is seen as a way to preserve family unity and continuity. Interestingly, The dynamics within these polyandrous marriages are centered on cooperation, not rivalry. The husbands share duties, often collaborating on the family's farming work, while the wife takes the lead in managing the household. In these communities, polyandry goes beyond being an economic strategy. It is closely tied to cultural identity, helping to preserve both family heritage and the balance of resources. 6. Kenya. In Kenya, particularly in the Rift Valley, the Maasai tribe is well known for the practice of polygyny, where one man has multiple wives. However, this custom does not apply to women in Maasai culture, as women are not permitted to marry more than one husband. While polygyny remains an important cultural practice, there is another unique social norm in Maasai society regarding relationships between men and women. In certain situations, Maasai men may allow close friends to share their wives as a gesture of hospitality or mutual respect. This practice, however, should not be mistaken for polygyny or polyandry. It reflects the communal and cooperative values of Maasai culture, where sharing resources, spouses included, can be seen as a sign of trust and honor, rather than a regular marital arrangement. This openness to relationships outside of traditional marriage may seem unconventional to outsiders, especially in societies where monogamy and rigid marital boundaries are the standard. Though distinct from polyandry, this practice underscores the flexibility and fluidity of relationships within Maasai society. It's essential to understand that these practices are deeply rooted in Maasai traditions and are viewed through the lens of their cultural values, which prioritize hospitality, communal connections, and social harmony. This aspect of Maasai culture highlights the unique way relationships and gender roles are understood within their cultural context. 7. Wodaabe Tribe, Africa. The Wodaabe tribe, a small community in Africa, has a truly unique and striking approach to relationships and marriage. Unlike many other cultures, women in the Wodaabe tribe have the freedom to choose their husbands and can even marry multiple men at the same time. This level of freedom in marital choices is deeply rooted in their culture, allowing women not only to select their partners, but also to change them if they are drawn to someone else. This practice gives women significant autonomy, which is rare in many traditional societies. One of the most distinctive aspects of Wodaabe culture regarding relationships is the annual Zune Festival, a special event where men compete in beauty contests to win the attention of women. The men, dressed in their finest clothes and showcasing their best qualities, compete to catch the eyes of the women in the community. The Zune Festival provides a chance for women to evaluate potential partners, and some may decide to leave their current husbands if they find someone more attractive. This festival highlights the fluid nature of relationships within the Wodaabe society. In addition, women in the Wodaabe tribe place considerable importance on their physical appearance, as it directly influences their relationships. Beauty is not just a personal concern, but a communal one, as a woman's attractiveness can significantly affect her marital and sexual relationships. Women in Wodaabe may live with multiple husbands at once, further emphasizing their autonomy and the tribe's progressive views on marriage and sexual freedom. This cultural openness in relationships stands in stark contrast to many other societies, where women's roles in marriage are often strictly defined. In the Wodaabe tribe, women enjoy a remarkable level of independence and choice, making this aspect of their social structure quite extraordinary. South Africa. In South Africa, where gender equality is a growing topic of discussion, a proposal has emerged calling for women to have the right to marry multiple husbands, similar to the polygamous practices historically allowed for men. The aim of this proposal is to address gender inequality within marriage by giving women the same rights as men. particularly in polygamous societies where men are permitted to have several wives. This suggestion has sparked important conversations about how marriage customs and gender roles can adapt in contemporary South African society. The proposal has received mixed responses. Supporters argue that granting women the right to have multiple husbands would be a major step toward achieving genuine gender equality. They believe it could challenge long-standing patriarchal norms and provide women with greater control over their relationships and family structures. Advocates also suggest that this shift could empower women to navigate their personal lives on their own terms, free from the constraints of traditional gender roles. On the other hand, critics of the proposal express concerns that it could disrupt established family dynamics and cultural practices. In many communities, polygyny, where one man marries multiple women, is deeply rooted in cultural and religious traditions, and there is fear that extending similar rights to women could destabilize these societal norms. Critics worry about the potential complexities in managing family structures, as well as the possible impacts on children, inheritance, and social cohesion. Despite the controversy, the proposal has sparked substantial conversations about gender equality in marriage, prompting a re-examination of long-held beliefs surrounding marriage, power, and gender roles in South Africa. Whether or not the proposal moves forward, it has undoubtedly contributed to the broader dialogue on how gender equality can be advanced within the context of both traditional customs and modern legal frameworks. 9. France. On the Marquesas Islands in French Polynesia, a unique cultural tradition has historically granted women significant autonomy in their relationships. In the past, women on these islands enjoyed the freedom to choose their partners without facing social criticism or judgment. Unlike many societies where relationships are strictly defined by traditional gender roles, Marquesan women were able to form relationships with multiple men, a practice that was widely accepted and not considered immoral or controversial. This freedom can be traced to the matrilineal structure of Marquesan society, where lineage and inheritance are passed down through the mother rather than the father. In such a society, women held considerable power, not only within the family but also when it came to choosing partners and maintaining family ties. Their central role in relationships and family life made social norms around relationships more fluid and inclusive compared to more patriarchal systems. However, with the influence of Western culture and the arrival of Christianity, many of these practices began to shift. Western ideals of monogamy and the traditional family model have left their mark on Marquesan society, and some of the more liberal practices regarding relationships have diminished. Nevertheless, in certain areas of the Marquesas Islands, some traditional customs continue. Women still play a key role in choosing their partners, and in some cases, multiple relationships remain accepted. This mix of tradition and modern influence showcases the unique cultural evolution of the Marquesas Islands. The historical freedom of women in relationships stands as a testament to the island's rich cultural heritage, even as global changes continue to shape the social landscape. To summarize, each of these cultures has its own unique reasons for practicing polyandry, whether it's driven by economic and social needs or traditions that focus on maintaining family unity. The important thing is to appreciate and respect these practices as part of the rich cultural diversity found across the globe. If you enjoyed today's topic, be sure to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content. Hit the notification bell so you'll always be the first to know when a new video is out.